So today, lads, we're going to be talking about Caitlyn Clark and the Fever. We're going to be talking about their replacements and who they are going to be bringing in on a hardship deal to replace her. So it looks like they're going to bring in a hardship deal probably tomorrow. But in this video, we're going to be talking about players that they could sign. We're going to be reacting to it. We are going to be reacting to it. So the first post is from Chloe Peterson from the Indie Star. So Chloe Peterson has suggested 4 players. So the first player that was suggested by her was Jaylen Brown. If the Fever re-sign Jaylen Brown, my Lynx jersey is right here. My Lynx jersey is right here. Like, I will have given up all hope on this team. Not saying I don't like the team, not saying I'm not going to support them against every other team, but like, they don't even play fun basketball anymore. So, like, it is what it is.
So, today, folks, we're going to be discussing Caitlyn Clark and the Fever. We'll be talking about their replacements and who they might bring in on a hardship deal to cover for her. It looks like they'll probably sign someone on a hardship deal tomorrow. In this video, we'll go over players they could potentially sign and react to the possibilities. The first post comes from Chloe Peterson from the Indie Star.
You've got Deja Kelly, who's the furthest thing from a point guard. Honestly. And also, she wasn't drafted by the Aces. She was not drafted by the Aces here. Ari McDonald's an interesting one. I think she's just really small. I think it's she's just really, really small. That's the problem with Ari McDonald. I don't think she's a bad player. And then you have got Serena Sundell, who, of all these options, I think Sundell's probably the best option. Like, I don't think that the Serena Sundell's the greatest option. However, I don't think it's a bad option. And this is from the Indie Star. And I would be hoping right here that CBS come up with more creative players than Deja Kelly, Serena Sundell. Like, at least being a little bit more creative. And by the way, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to do a load of research in European leagues, find what American guards have done well. And by the way, none of these did as well.
Chloe suggested 4 players. The first one she mentioned was Jaylen Brown. If the Fever bring back Jaylen Brown, my Lynx jersey is right here. I would basically lose all hope for this team. Not that I dislike the team or won't support them against other teams, but honestly, they don't even play entertaining basketball anymore.
Grace Berger hooped in Turkey. And none of these, by the way. Grace Berger was playing in what seemed to be meaningful preseason games and was actually looked okay. Yeah, she got cooked by Van Lith once. She was fine. And the best part, the one thing with Grace Berger was that Grace Berger looked really good when she played with the starters. When Grace Berger played with the bench, she didn't look good. Like, she can't really carry anything, but she looked good with the starters. So, first option they're saying is Grace Berger. Okay. The Fever drafted Berger, a 5-year star at Indiana with the number 7 pick. She had a solid rookie campaign, barely played last year, was waived by the team, sent a training camp to Lynx, didn't make the final roster. Steady player with good side in the perimeter, can run an offense, take care of the ball, plus she has familiarity. And that's the thing, it's like steady player, backup point guard. Like, it is what it is for Grace Berger. And people don't understand, she literally, when the Fever got rid of her, she got picked up straight away. And they're like, oh, she's not good enough to make the Lynx roster. How many players on this Fever team are good enough to get burned for the Lynx? I genuinely mean that.
So, that's just how it is. Then there's Deja Kelly, who is about as far from a point guard as you can get. Honestly, she's not a point guard at all. Also, she wasn't drafted by the Aces. Ari McDonald is an interesting option, but she's just really small. That's the main issue. Maria McDonald isn't a bad player either. And then there's Serena Sundell, who, of all the options, is probably the best choice. I don't think she's great, but she's not a bad option.
Bree Turner doesn't make the Lynx roster. Sid Colson doesn't make the Lynx roster. There's a lot of players that don't make. Dantas probably doesn't make the Lynx roster. For being honest, especially because Dantas is not as good as Badian. Dantas doesn't make the Lynx roster. I don't know why they kept Elisa Peely, but the fact Berger's available, you obviously go for that. Jaylen Brown. What? Why would the Fever sign Jaylen Brown to play the point? Can I remind everybody? Of Jaylen Brown? Can I remind everybody about Jaylen Brown, how she played this year? Jaylen Brown in Russia. She played in a bad level league on this season. She played in a bad level league and she averaged 7 points per game. So Jaylen Brown here. It says here she most recently played for Panathinaikos Athens.
This is from the Indie Star, and honestly, I hope CBS comes up with more creative options than just Deja Kelly or Serena Sundell. They could at least try to think outside the box. By the way, starting tomorrow, I'll be doing a lot of research into European leagues to find American guards who have performed well. None of these players have really stood out. Grace Berger has been playing in Turkey, and none of these names compare.
Did she get signed by Panathinaikos? When did she play for Panathinaikos? Yeah, she didn't play. It doesn't... unless she's currently playing there. But she averaged 6.8 points per game in Russia on 29%, 8% from 3 and 35% from 2 on like 30% from the field. In a bad league. In a legitimately bad league. Did she? Did she play for Panathinaikos this year? She just signed for Panathinaikos? I don't think she did. I don't think she did. But Panathinaikos signed Jaylen Brown. They signed her 3 days ago.
Grace Berger appeared in what seemed like meaningful preseason games and actually looked decent. Sure, she got taken down by Van Lith once, but she held her own. The key with Grace Berger is that she looked good playing with the starters. When she was with the bench, she didn't look as strong. She can't really carry a team, but with the starters, she showed promise. So, the first option on the list is Grace Berger.
Panathinaikos signed Jaylen Brown. She has literally just signed for a team in Greece. She has just signed for a team in Greece. 3 days ago, she signed for a team in Greece. Like, what are we doing? Is the WNBA media don't realize, and same when they're talking about Caitlyn Chen. Caitlyn Chen literally signed to play the Summer 3-on-3. She is committed. You can't get it. By the way, you cannot get out of these contracts. There's 100% not a like, where is it? Or maybe they signed her for next season. I could be wrong. And I think they might have signed her for next season. They signed her for next season. I'm an idiot. I'm gonna leave me being dumb in this video, but I'm an idiot. So they signed her for next season anyway. Also, there's no reason to keep Jaylen Brown. She's a small forward. Ari McDonald, fair enough. Why? Why would the Fever sign Aerial Powers?
The Fever drafted Berger, a 5-year starter at Indiana, with the 7th overall pick. She had a solid rookie year but barely played last season. She was waived by the Fever and then invited to training camp with the Lynx but didn't make their final roster. She's a steady player with a good perimeter shot, can run an offense, and take care of the ball. Plus, she's familiar with the team.
Like, why? Like, dude, are they that interested in the vlogs? Are the vlogs that important? Like, that's the thing you have to ask. Is it that important to vlog their games? She doesn't play point guard. She doesn't pass the ball. I don't... Why Aerial Powers? Why Aerial Powers? And this is just looking at the biggest names. This is genuinely just looking at whoever the biggest names are. But obviously CBS said that. Is there any from Bleacher Report? So Bleacher Report wrote an article about it as well. I would hope Bleacher Report comes up with something different. Does Bleacher Report give any suggestions? Doesn't look like it. No, Bleacher Report did not give any suggestions here.
People don't seem to get that once the Fever let her go, she was quickly picked up, yet didn't make the Lynx roster. How many players on the Fever team are actually good enough to make the Lynx roster? Bree Turner wouldn't make it. Coulson wouldn't. Dantas probably wouldn't either. Honestly, Dantas isn't as good as people think. I don't get why they kept Lisa Peely, but the fact Berger is available means you obviously have to go for her Jaylen Brown? Seriously, why would the Fever sign Jaylen Brown to play point?
So we have thepress.net, which is unavailable due to legal reasons for 4 players they could get. And it seems like everyone's ideas, like CBS has 1.5 point guards. Grace Berger kind of played a 1. Ari McDonald's kind of a 1. But like Jaylen Brown couldn't be further. Ariel Powers cannot be further. She cannot be further. And first of all, Jaylen Brown's not good enough. Jaylen Brown is not good enough. Ariel Powers, like, I understand she's going to be delighted to get Caitlyn Clark in her vlog. Like, but that could that be it? Could Ariel Powers be the best player potentially the team gets? Like, people are talking on Twitter. Ariel Powers would be a great addition. Everyone's complaining the team needs to play slow. Before they got hurt, they were second in pace.
Let me remind everyone about Jaylen Brown's performance this year. She played in a weak league in Russia, averaging just 7 points per game. According to this, she most recently played for Panathinaikos Athens. Did she actually play for them? When, exactly? She signed with Panathinaikos 3 days ago.
Grace, Ari, Lauren Jensen. Like, there has to be somebody better. There has to be somebody better. Not Diamond Johnson either. There has to be somebody better. There just has to be. Like, there just has to be somebody better. Like, I'm going to do my research. Try to find who, because it can't really be someone from Europe on a hardship. A lot of players are leaving for Eurobasket. And I think apparently some players have to there has to be better out there. We've seen it from the Mercury. We've seen it from the Phoenix Mercury. Some players have to be better than this. There has to be better players. But anyway, I'll see you guys.
So she's currently committed to a team in Greece. What are we even thinking? This shows how the WNBA media doesn't always understand the reality. The same goes for Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark signed to play in the Summer 3-on-3 League, so she's committed and can't just leave. These contracts aren't easy to get out of. Wait, maybe they signed her for next season? Yeah, looks like. She signed for next season. That's on me. I was mistaken there, and I'll leave that in the video as a fail on my part. Also, Jaylen Brown is a small forward, so why would the Fever sign her? Ari McDonald? Fine, she's a possibility. But Ariel Powers? Why would the Fever sign Ariel Powers? Are they that focused on the vlog content? Does that really matter that much? She doesn't play point guard, doesn't distribute the ball well. So why Ariel Powers? This is just looking at the biggest names people have been throwing out there. Bleacher Report wrote an article on the topic too, but they didn't offer any player suggestions. So no help there. Thepress.net also mentioned 4 players who could be picked up, and it seems everyone is thinking of 1 or 1.5 point guards. Grace Berger can run point a bit, Ari McDonald somewhat, but Jaylen Brown is nowhere near that role. And Ariel Powers? She couldn't be further from a point guard. Honestly, Jaylen Brown isn't good enough for this team. Ariel Powers? Are we seriously considering that? I get that she might be excited to get Caitlyn Clark in her vlog, but is she the best player the team can get? People on Twitter are also talking about Ariel Powers being a good addition. Everyone's complaining the team needs more plays now that they're injured. Before the injuries, they were second in pace, with players like Grace, Ari, and Lauren Jensen stepping up. There has to be someone better out there. It can't just be Diamond Johnson or the current options. There has to be better players available. I'm going to keep digging and researching because it's hard to believe a better option isn't out there. I don't think the best pick will come from Europe on a hardship deal anyway, since many players are leaving for Eurobasket. We've seen other teams, like the Phoenix Mercury, find better options, so there has to be better players the Fever can sign.